Well, hello fellas, it's me Hiba aka Hoovy11 and welcome to a new episode of Fast Cut Reviews. And today we'll review the first comic from the second season, yes you heard it right, and overall the 8th ever Fast Cut comic released called the Prequel for the Christmas comic. Well, as the title says, this is a Christmas special. Yeah, I think that's the second fastest Christmas special, but indeed it is. And of course, it's also the prequel for the fastest Christmas special 2018. So how can you say that you like this? And I remember when I first uploaded this episode on Facebook, it was literally the moment that I felt that I really have a fan base. Like, not really a big one, but I still felt the support, the reception, the love that I actually never felt before. And I finally got it from some people. And this comic was released on 1st January 2019, when basically the second season started. And I just didn't feel that way before. It was so appreciated for its time, like compared to the Japanese niggers. Well, this had like almost as double as much more uh, appreciation. So it shows how hyped were people for this season, and it really made me proud because I also remember I got a lot of fans in that period, and yeah. But we're gonna talk about more facts at the end of the episode. Now I said actually this fact right here because it's really important. It's basically the center of all of ideas, and I'm gonna say later, or how can I say it? And another thing before I start analyzing the comment, the comic, I wanna confirm that the second season is over. And yeah, the second season being the latest season, not the last one, the latest season. And sadly, the season ended due to the fact that this break that I am now, it's too long. Like, let's think from 3rd July until today. How many days it passed? You could just say it on the matter. You could calculate in your own mind. But even if the second season only started, as I said in the previous reviews or review, I'm not sure if it was Japanese English or not, but as I said in the previous reviews, um, I can't really say that I started season 3 because I still want to do that epic finale with the Nazi fight, and I just can't leave that one behind. So we're still getting to this point. So again, fellas, season 3 didn't start. We are going to the season 2.5. However, I can't really promise that. If something really bad happens or something that my mind will change, maybe season 3 will start. But again, guys, I want to confirm that Jesus Christ, Fast Code isn't over yet. Not even far. But okay, let's analyze the comic. And like you're used to, we're gonna talk about the production facts or facts about the comics and blah 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 at the end of the episode. And I hope you get used to it right now. So first things first, let's start with the plot or story. The plot starts with a flashback to the normal Fast Food Christmas special that shows the ending of it, and then randomly switches up to the scene where it shows Vlad, Andrew, and Tudor's apartment. Don't even ask why they're living in the same apartment. I have no idea what the fuck was in my head, and I'm still asking you now. And they got really poor, and it was almost Christmas, and they really needed that money, but I don't even remember why. But hey, in Christmas you need to have some cash in your pocket, I guess. And then Vlad said that they could find a job, and yeah, the guys agree with him, and they go out actually. They're walking on the streets. I don't remember what or why, but who cares? So they're walking the streets and they see the poster saying that Santa's looking for elves to work in his workshop. They seen that paper and yeah, they agreed with it. And there was a sentence which was actually pretty. How can I say? If you touch that, it was actually a pretty plastic. It felt like plastic. I can really explain, but in comic that wasn't described. It felt like plastic, and it says quick right here if I'm not wrong, because I don't remember that much. But hey, and or touch here, yeah, touch here, and Vlad is like a stupid faggot that he is, not in real life again. It's Vlad in comics, so we're not gonna repeat this over and over again. Okay, thank you. So Vlad is a stupid faggot that he is. He touched that part, and the guys insisted that she did not do it first, and they should think about this, but it was too late. Then a scene with the vortex appears, blah blah blah. This is not big, which actually got survived, luckily. And then they teleport in the front of the workshop, which I don't remember where I got a picture for the workshop, but I think it was on Google. Yeah, it's the real workshop, by the way. And yeah, they wanted to get inside, but Vlad again takes the pull because I swear Vlad really had a lot of attention in this comic. Vlad takes the pull again, says that no, they couldn't get inside because Santa, real Santa, died like 4 years ago. Now I have a rude one and shit like that. And he also brought a thing with that he occasionally reads Ginger Boys, and yeah, Stefan appears with his first season look, and I know I said it in the second season he changed his look, but I'm gonna tell you later why he had that look in that comic, in that specific comic, and not the only ones. That's the only comic in the second season which he had that look. But I'm gonna tell you later why. Okay, continuing. Then they get inside the workshop. They see some really weird shit going on, and an elf appears out of nowhere and asks, "What are you doing here, like, you know?" And yeah, they tell him that they were looking for a job, and it's in a newspaper. The elf tells him to fuck up because it's not available anymore. And then this insisted on him to talk with the boss. I mean Santa. Then they go in his office. Yeah, Santa was jacking off. Yeah, I don't even know why, but he was jacking off or looking at porn. I don't. Yeah, I was just looking up porn. But who cares? It's basically the same thing, right? And yeah, Vlad was the one that choosing to talk with Santa, even if that's a joke because Vlad is basically the most stupid one in the comics, and they let Vlad as the leader. And hell, nobody even brought his subject before. They just did it because of the thing to agree with that, you know, the sign. So Vlad wasn't even the leader before. It just came out of the soda, but who cares? Okay, Vlad signs, and yeah, they sign for the debts and shit like that. If something happens to the Santa or the workshop doesn't have to pay for it, and all that stuff. So yeah, Vlad and Andrew and Tudor works for Santa, and it's elves. Moving on, there's a scene that Vlad doesn't do his job well, unlike the other elves, and then yeah, an elf sees him dancing like a fucking retard, and then he brings him to Santa. Santa beats the shit out of him, and yeah, then the scene switches to Slipknot Studios, showing that they're actually poor as fuck because it's Christmas, and you know, in Christmas you drink a lot and shit like that. So Corey basically spent all the fucking money on drinks. Again, Corey in the Festive universe is the Iowa era Corey Taylor. Don't fucking tell me that he doesn't drink now. I know. Don't fucking tell me. And yeah, because he's the leader, the other members made him to go and okay, so he's the Santa again because he's the real Santa in the Festive universe. And yeah, then he gets the workshop, and we found the truth that again he's the real Santa, and he and Santa fight together. I mean against each other, but they fight. You know what I mean? So yeah, they fight, and at some point Santa uses Vlad as its weapon, but sadly he didn't get hurt. And yeah, no one of them wins until they let Vlad to decide for which one to work. Vlad, because he was, you know, mentally abused by Santa to work for him, because if you know, Vlad is stupid again. So he thought in his mind that now if he did that, if Santa did that to him, he wouldn't get rid after it. Not even when when he tells him to stop, that he shouldn't listen to him anymore. That's when he stopped, and that was the thing. If Vlad wasn't that stupid, and it wasn't another leader like Angel Theodore, none of this would have happened. And of course, the boys go with Santa, but Corey took its revenge later. So yeah, guys, I know the stories are getting really long, but this is just the beginning. You will see later. Now moving on, let's talk about the humor in this comic. Just like Japanese viewers, and I can really disagree with this, the humor was pretty much on par right here with the story. But that doesn't mean the comic was not really funny. Like, there were so many stupid jokes, so many silly ass jokes, but they had just basically every scene was almost funny, like most of the other comics. So it still kept a really sense of humor in this comic, but honestly, I don't think that comic was funnier than Japanese English. I don't know, something's missing for me, but still really funny and much funnier than the first six comics in the Fast, the first season, Fast Food first season. So yeah. And if I have to pick one favorite joke from that comic, I think it will be the honestly, I think it will be the scene in which the guys, the Vlad, Angel, Theodore, get inside the building and they see all of that random shit happen. Like it was so random. Like what the fuck? Why are some soldiers killing each other? Why are some elves killing each other for a goddamn wife or something? I don't know whose wife was it, but I think you get a point. Where is a couch? Where is a special couch in a goddamn workshop with Osama bin Laden, George W. Bush and shit like that? What the fuck? Why? Why all of this? It was so random. Like again, fellas, Fast of most of Fast of humor actually, not all of it. It's fucking random, and that's why I consider it to be really funny. And you could see that in the latest reviews, I picked the funniest jokes as the ones that actually have to do a lot with the randomness or shit like that. So you will know what I mean. Again, fellas, the humor was really, really great. Maybe better than the story, actually. I mean, the story was pretty good. I mean, had a story. It had it had some things happening here, but not really special. But again, I don't think it will be done better. But who cares? So moving on. Again, the humor was really great. Now the characters. The characters in this comic are for the first time in which Fabi and Shooter are not a protagonist, and the only comic on at that point, or by far, in which it's not. And instead, it is Vlad, Theodore, Angelo, Santa Claus, Corey Taylor, the elves, and the rest of Selena members. Do they count in? Because I'm not really sure. Stefan made a cameo. Let's not forget about this. And who else? It has to be more. You can't just that less. Wait. The pig does not count. Jesus Christ. Who else, man? I think that's all actually. I think I told that. So yeah, those were the characters in this comic. A lot of Angelo, Vlad, and Theodore, because this comic was just centered on them. They got a lot of character development in here, especially Vlad, and I did it intentionally because I just couldn't leave all of those secondary characters behind, and I'm still planning to do more comics like this in which me and Shooter are not really that important, so we would actually give another characters more development on their own. Because even if, again, our name is in the title and shit like that, well, I still don't want to forget that there are more characters in here, and it's not only Fabi and Shooter cut out, of course. So you know what I mean. So again, I really like that in this comic, the characters did some really, the characters that aren't really net each comic and not really that important in the others, got some character development here. And this is why in the category of characters, this comic gets a plus. So we are not gonna forget about this. Moving on, we're gonna talk about the art style. The art style in this comic is well, what can I say? It's okay. Just like Japanese English, it's good, pleasant to the eye, it's great. But I don't think it's really that important to talk about the art style anymore. So I can't really say that there's been improvements, but I could say one thing that bothered me about this comic about in the art style actually. And it was the backgrounds. The backgrounds in the workshop, not the real. And even here, Now in the background with the quarry scene, as you can see, the backgrounds were too empty in the most part, and I could have had some windows or some how can I say, Jesus Christ, some cl closets or shit like that, or doors at least, or you know, those things in which you put the presents on. I really have no idea how the fuck they're called, but I think you know what I mean. And shit like that. But in rest the art style, and especially the character art style, was pretty great. It was not really different to the Japanese niggas, but I could say that there's some little improvement on the characters, of course. But just a little bit. You know what I mean when I say a little bit now on the character improvement on the art style? It's just almost half from the improvement between the fifth and the sixth comic from the first season or shit like that. I think you know what I mean. It's not real a big deal, but alright, let's move on. Okay, fellas. Now moving on. We have talked about the comic itself, right? Now I think it's time to talk about its production. Like I did with the previous reviews, well, we are always gonna talk about the production too at the end of the, you know, at a review. So now, fellas, there are 5 facts about this comic, and especially its production. When I say this, because I refer to its production. So let's begin. The first fact is that this comic, as I said previously, it wasn't really meant to be a big comic from since I made it. I just wanted to do a nice comic, like a great opener to the second season, just to get you pumped with new stuff and comics and shit like that, to show that Factor is basically getting back again, that it's getting alive again, actually. But I still wanted to make it a really great comic with a really big, fast sense to it, like how I did with the previous comic, like Japanese Thinkers. I wanted to take the spirit behind it, but I still incorporated just as a normal opener from the second season. So don't really take it as a really big deal if you don't like this comic, because I get it. It's not like real. I wanted Faster to be. It's not really, you know. And what I mean is also that a lot of people didn't really like this comic, like at this point, which is pretty strange because when it came out, I really never was fucking appreciated. But I still understand why I don't like it so much, because again, it wasn't even meant to be big, and I want to confirm this over and over again, even if I think I say this when I just released the comic. But hey, we can do anything. Am I right? Now another fact. This is the only second season comic, which was not only that it was fully produced in 2018, but it was the only second season comic which was produced in 2018 in that year. Well, the thing is that I've heard a lot of, you know, animation studios and shit like that. They produce even the future episodes and shit like that months before, while they're also producing another comic. Oh, Jesus Christ, another episode. I'm sorry about this. Which is kind of strange in my opinion. I'm not that kind of person, especially that I'm an indie, you know, comic maker and shit like that. But this is the only second season Fast Food comic was released, which was produced in the 2018, but it was released in the first day of 2019. So yeah, if you still see some hints in here, if they ask you in which year this comic was made, don't be a fool. Don't be a fool and say 2018. It's not 2019. I want to make it clear. And another fact, this comic was normally meant to, like, you know, Finding Georgia was meant for Georgia. Like, it was a special message from him, from me actually, to him, to show him that he's a really great friend of mine. I really give a fuck about him. Well, this is the same shit, but now even if there's also Theodore and Angelo, there's all for Vlad. And, you know, I wanted to show him that he's actually a really great friend of mine. And I'm not bullying him or shit like that, but too bad he got it pretty hard. I mean, it wasn't really shitty or random that it got him to be the leader or stuff like that. I did it all with a sense. I did it all with a purpose. So Vlad, me boy, if you see this video, please just fucking just complain yourself. I mean, yeah, there were some points when or moments actually better said, when I made you look like an idiot, but overall, it really showed that you're pretty much the protagonist in that comic. So please, Vlad, please have some, so, Jesus Christ, what the fuck am I kidding? Another fact is this, with this comic, and continuing to this day, in the second season, the ending card for it, which was changed from the first season, there was also a poll in which I wanted to ask people if I should keep the first season, ending card, but add more images or start it all over, or use that theme with the Nazis capturing each of us with one comic. There's been progressively one and one. And yeah, it's kind of strange that in this comic at the end screen was actually me, and I didn't even appear in this comic except a fucking cameo, which was not even a good cameo, like the Stefan one, which is kind of strange again. But yeah, basically, this any card continues to this day, and I'm not sure, but if there has to be the third season, I don't think it will be anymore. But there are chances to be it. So that's maybe the only thing that will be continuing from the second season. There will be a third season, but I'm not sure about this. I'm telling you straight. And the final fact, and the most important fact, in my opinion, is that I was just extremely happy when I made this comic. This, if we talk like that, if we take the sense in it, this was basically maybe, I'm just saying maybe, the best faster produced comic ever. And I'm telling you, the next two comics are pretty much on the same level, so don't take it as. But maybe this one was the best one I felt the best. I mean, for real now. Even if the comic itself is not that special and shit like that, I have to give it a point for this. Like, when we do the final rating, I'm gonna give it a fucking point for all that shit. And I'm gonna tell you the normal rating includes my personal life. Again, this is maybe the best faster produced comic ever, and just in my soul at least, if not physical or shit like that. And I'm gonna tell you the reasons why. First reason is that in this period when I was working on this comic, I remember I got to be together with my actual wife and girlfriend, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. I don't give a fuck what for me yes she is, Andrea. And I don't want to give more details, but I think that's a really great reason because you know how much there's stuff in it. So yeah, I got to be together with Andrea. Another reason is that I really made a lot of friends in that period. I made holy shit, and a lot of them actually appeared in Fast Cut. Even if I regret that I put some, and I regret that I met some, and I don't want to name them. Another reason is that in this period I was a really big-ass gamer again. Like, I started playing games out of sudden, like a lot of games, but most of the time, actually, I remember I was playing Half-Life, like a lot of Half-Life. I really love this game, and it was funny that I just found this game in the past year in December. Yeah, kind of sad, not gonna lie. So Half-Life, Counter-Strike with Mijai, or how's it spelled? Mijai, yeah. The guy, the ninja guy that we're gonna see in the future comic, so we're gonna see him later. He appeared in a future comic. Need for Speed, for Christ's sake, I played a lot of Need for Speed Underground in this case, but who cares? Minecraft, Roblox, a lot of shit I played in that fucking period, and I can't really say that I wasn't a gamer, but hey, I really played a lot. I can say I was a big gamer, but I think you know what I mean. Another reason why this video was so great is that I found great-ass new music. I found new bands like Soulfly. What else? I think I found more of Korn music, but I think that oh no, Korn actually. System of a Down. Yeah, I found both of them in like pretty much in the same period. And holy shit, I think I also found also how it was called, a lot of more Alice in Chains, Jesus in Christ, Rage Against the Machine. I also found a lot of their songs, and what else? But Also, yeah, I think that was maybe like 5 or 6 days, but I don't really remember that great. But the thing is, I also found a lot of good ass music from Slipknot, Stone Sour, Skylet, even Linkin Park. I found a lot of great ass music in Sweden, of course, from the bands I listened before too. And I know before I was not really listening to heavier shit. Now I'm also listening to Machine Head, Pantera, uh, Fear Factory, uh, what else? What else? Nothing Face is also pretty heavy, but a new metal band, but really fucking heavy if you ask me to be honest. Slayer, um, and yeah, more bands, but I'm too lazy to name this. So again, really great ass music. And don't forget enough that period I find The Shape, one of my favorite songs of all time, and my second favorite Slipknot song. So I think that's enough for real. I simply love that song. Now, moving on, we have came to the final point of this period, of overall, review, shit like that. So guys, again, because this comic was a really great ass comic in particular, like it had a really great story, really great sense of humor, don't get me wrong, really fucking good character development, don't get it wrong, this too, like the character development was maybe on point in this comic. And also, the art set was not really that great, but still good. And because my fucking wife in its production, I have to say, oh yeah, about the production stuff. It's also the time post releasing Japanese niggers, and plus the time when I was working on this comic. Like again, The Shape. I found that song when when I was done with Japanese niggers, and Core and System and all that shit. Most of them I found it after I was done with it. But still, I think it does count in it. Again, The Shape, best selling song. If you didn't listen to The Shape, please do it. So guys, my final rating for this comic, again, it has to be 8.5. But if it wasn't for my personal life and shit like that, I would rate it as a 7.5 or 8. But because the production was that fucking right, my personal life and all that stuff, it was so great, I'll give it 8.5. Well guys, thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and share and all that stuff. And don't forget to also watch actually my other videos, like the other reviews for those comics if you haven't watched them, or my tier list, like favorite Slipknot songs, favorite Korn albums, and all that shit. There's a lot of stuff on my channel, so please check it out if you haven't. And don't forget, most importantly, to read fast if you didn't. Well guys, I was Hiba Hiba. Have a nice day, and I'll see you another time. Bye bye. Fucking vlad!